Something that God did for me, something God spoke to me, the other night. He gave me a dream, and as silly as it sounds, well, I have a dream dictionary. It's a biblical dream dictionary, and in the dream, there was a plate with 4 eggs on it, and I was serving the plate to my fiance, but that wasn't enough. So I look up eggs in my dream dictionary, and that meant God's doing a new thing in your life, like healing, restoration, stuff like that. And I looked up what plate meant, and it meant servanthood. So I knew God wanted me to minister, but I didn't know how exactly. So the 4 eggs, I'm like, what does 4 mean? What are the 4? He said, God, my fiance, my son, and myself. And then the fact that there needed to be more, I'm like, God, what do you mean more? What does that mean exactly? Well, the world. Okay, so he wanted me to minister to the world. And usually I have horrible social anxiety. So, below this, I am diagnosed with bipolar type 1 disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety, PTSD, and I do have depression, even though I did not want to mention that to my psychiatrist. So I was still dealing, the mental issues started resurfacing again, because I started to fall away from God a little bit, became a prodigal son, didn't really want to read my Bible, didn't really want to pray. I just wanted to live my life, but it wasn't working for me. God wanted me to share my testimony. God wanted me to, continue to have a close personal relationship with him. So he told me, God spoke to me, and now it wasn't audibly, it was in my spirit. So God speaks to us through our spirits. Although in the Old Testament, he did speak audibly to some of his disciples or followers and stuff. And he could do that today, although it's not very common. But I've never heard God speak audibly before, only in the spirit. Just like that feeling, that guidance, that he gives me the words to say. As he's giving me the words to say now, he's giving me strength. Because normally I have agoraphobia, I have social anxiety, right? But he's giving me the words to say. And when I was a kid, I used to stutter a lot. I had horrible stage fright. I was in a talent show in 7th grade, and I was shaking the whole time. My voice was all shaky, and immediately when I was done singing, I just started breaking out into tears in front of everybody on stage, and it was so embarrassing. But yeah, that's how bad my social anxiety is. But ever since being saved, God's been, helping me heal and stuff. So, of course, the moment that I first got saved to now, he's been healing me. But, like I said, I fell away a little bit. I became a prodigal's daughter. He wanted more from me. He wanted me to minister to people. He wanted me to, serve my family and serve others through his word. Use my words, everything that I've learned. He wanted me to share with other people. And the enemy has been, Satan is trying to he was trying to silence me for years now, and I'm not going to allow that to happen anymore. I'm not going to be silent about my testimony. I'm going to share it, because that's what God wants me to do. And God told me specifically in my spirit, he said the only way for you to be healed and made well is if you share the gospel, the good news of the gospel. Is if you share your testimony, the things that I've done for you. Then you will continually be healed and made well. You will no longer have those negative thoughts in your head. Satan will no longer, have a foothold over your mind. Your mind will be made new. Just follow me, he says. So I'm following him, Jesus, and I'm sharing the good news of the gospel. And did I fight it at first? Yeah, I fought it. I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know where to start. The first video I made, it was me reading Genesis 1. And, before the video, I was sitting right in front of this computer screen, my laptop screen, and I was just crying. And I was shaking. And I'm like, okay. It took me 10 minutes. I was crying for 10 minutes and I was shaking and stuff. And, but I was like, here goes nothing. And then as I just pressed record, just immediately I felt God's strength. And I'm like, okay. Whoa, okay, here we go. So, yeah, so this is some of my testimony. I will make more videos later. And I will do some Bible reading as well today to post. I'm just I started from Genesis 1, and I'm just gonna, do chapters throughout, the days and stuff to post. Thank you for whoever has been watching. And I pray that God sends whomever needs to hear these messages and my testimony, and whoever needs to see my channel. I pray that God sends them, and I just ask for God's will to be done in each and every one of our lives. And I love y'all. Thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate it a lot. They're really encouraging, to be honest. They really are. So God bless everybody always. Thank you.